Dear friends, I greet every one of you in the name of Jesus. Today, I would like to share with you my reflection on Christmas. Christmas is like well-cut diamond. Every time you turn it in the light, it sparks different and new. It has many meanings. According to Father Pedro Arpe S.J., one of the former generals of the Society of Jesus, he says, Christmas means the Word made flesh. It is visible manifestation of the Word made flesh for our sake. Christmas is God became man, but man in utter poverty and destitution. God chose to reduce himself in utter poverty. He goes further to say, the deepest meaning of Christmas is the solution of all the injustice of the world is to be sought in the love of Christ for all men when he made himself poor for our sake. This means that Jesus accepted poverty consciously and willingly with the purpose of being as closely as possible like the majority of men. Jesus appears not in the splendor of royal palace, but in the poverty of a stable and in simplicity of life. According to John Wallingford, Christmas is not a day or a season, but a condition of heart and mind. If we love our neighbor as ourselves, if in our riches we are poor in spirit, and in our poverty we are rich in grace, when our brother asks for a loaf, we give ourselves instead. If each day dawns in opportunity and sets in achievement, however small, then every day is Christ's day and Christmas is always near. We think Christmas is all about wearing new dress, going for midnight mass, having party and outing, and so on and so forth. Is it all about Christmas? What is the true meaning of Christmas? For me, Christmas is the celebration of hope, peace and love. But in reality, do we really enjoy hope, peace and love? When the whole world is tormented by corruption, caste, creed, scams, sexual exploitation, poverty, dowry deaths, child abuse and such atrocity, how can Christmas be a celebration of love, peace and hope? People in the world continue to suffer in different form. Around 17 million people die each year from curable diseases. HIV infects 2 million people a year. Around 5,857 students commit suicide due to exam stress. 84 to 88% women suffer due to dowry system. 1 person in 9 in the world is hungry and 1 in 3 is malnourished. Almost a third of population, that is 1.3 billion people, live in poverty. About 15 million girls a year marry before age 18, 1 every 2 seconds. Worldwide, 18,000 people a day die because of air pollution. Every minute, an average of 24 people are displaced from their home. Today, 244 million people live outside their home countries. What about the people of Syria who suffer from fear and anxiety because of the war and bloodshed? People of Iraq who are wounded and torn by the conflicts and people of Yemen who suffer from hunger and the spread of diseases. Here I am reminded of a story. There was a girl who remained in the glass castle of her house, pondering over and questioning about the meaning of Christmas. Suddenly, her attention fell on the little bird, shivering and pecking on the glass, finding the way to get in. In her eagerness to save the bird, she slowly opened the window, inviting the bird to get in. After a few minutes of helpless pursuit, the bird began to bang on the window. Failing to understand the love of the little girl, the bird flew away into the mist and struggling to survive. In despair and anguish, the little girl began to question God. Why I am not able to save the bird? After a few seconds, she could hear her voice within her. A bird understands the language of the other bird. The petal of wisdom bloomed in her intellect, revealing the mystery of Christmas. Indeed, God the Father wants to reveal to the humanity and save the humanity from the wretchedness by revealing His unconditional love. In His struggle, He found the only way to manifest His unconditional love to humanity by commune with the humanity. So He sent His own Son to the world. He was born to bind the broken, to heal the wounded, to love the unloved. Yes, this is a mystery we celebrate on Christmas Day. You and I are living in this broken world, where each one of us is a cause for all these problems. And at times, we remain as mute spectators and ask ourselves in a justifying way, what can I do to build up this broken world? How can I be an ambassador of peace to this world? I would like to quote the words of Mahatma Gandhi. All round the world, Christians make a big blunder year after year on the day of Christmas, for they commemorate a birth event of the past without being themselves born for the present. How long can they go on celebrating the nativity of Jesus without nominating themselves for the welfare of today's people? They should know that Jesus became man to give life and life in abundance. Yes, dear friends, one person can make a difference in the society. What we need is a courage to speak up and take a stand in real life. A work of charity speaks of God and announces hope. We have to give hope to the downtrodden and eliminate every shade of social discrimination. We need to take sides with the poor and empower the powerless in tangible ways in their struggle for a more equitable, just, and human society. Today, we are called to break all barriers and make way for the kingdom of justice, peace, and righteousness. Christmas is a time for us to strengthen our bonds of solidarity with the poor, to join God's work of raising up the lonely, taking up the challenges of social responsibility, and commit ourselves in the service of humanity. Let this Christmas enable us to bind the broken, to heal the wounded, to love the unloved, and be an ambassador of peace. I would like to conclude with the words of Pope Francis. Let us allow the child in the manger to challenge us, but let us also be challenged by all those children in today's world who are lying not in a crib, cased with affection by their mothers and fathers, but in squalid mangers that devour dignity. Children who hide underground to escape bomb blast on the pavements of large cities, in the hold of boat overladen with immigrants. Let us allow ourselves to be challenged by those children who are not allowed to be born, by those who cry because no one relieves their hunger, by those who hold in their hands not toys but weapons. May the spirit of Christmas bring us peace, joy, and hope. Thank you, and may God bless each one of us.